to write Fast and Furious? Woo woo! Okay, I am so excited about this. I have had a couple of different things that, you know, when you sometimes get complacent or just not as excited about your business, and for whatever reason, that means that you hit kind of a lull. I personally think there's always something that you can do in your business that's new and exciting. We just don't always realize it until something excites you, and then you're like, why didn't I do something like this sooner? And I should be doing a lot of this. So I am going to go through a challenge that I'm sure we could get a recording, but we had a director's call, and a director that is adopted into the Amy Kemp area did a call for us, and Tammy had done a retreat for her just recently and went out there. But what the amazing story, just kind of to tell you the backstory where this came from, was 6 or 7 years ago, I think, Amy Kemp talked to Tammy and was like, okay, I've done Trip, I'm ready to do Million, what can I do to like make this happen? And she said, you need to go home, you need to do 100 faces in 50 days, and you need to interview a third of them. And she said the momentum and the people that came from that, she got a first line offspring that was on line 13. Which I did, like, that's, you know, Mary Kay's kind of magic number, and I just think that's just so cool. But, so basically, it changed her business, and she did do Million that year, right? So to me, that's awesome, right? But because then Tammy was going to her retreat just this past month, she decided to give her consultants and directors that same challenge, okay? So she did the challenge, and she went up, and we can even post a picture of Tammy, but she's up on stage, and all the ladies that did the 100 faces in 50 days have these scrolls of the 100 names, and she's like, it got me teary-eyed. It was just really awesome. And so one of the directors was up there. She did the 100 faces in 50 days, and she kind of explained that she sent the script, and she sent a picture of her with the scroll, and she would send it with who she was trying to book, right? And I don't know why, but I was like, you know, Michelle Cunningham talks about sending a picture with you and the person that referred. So you know that I'm not a robot, you know, and you send a picture of you and the friend. That makes it you relatable, right? And so, that makes so much sense that it's like this huge scroll, and you're like, this is what I have to do. And so it's kind of crazy, and I need all the help I can get, sort of a thing. And so I was like, I really like that idea. I like that there's a reason for me to send a picture of myself to them along with the script to give them more information. And so I decided to create a pic collage. Now you could just send the picture, right? But I wanted to be able to give more information that they could read if they wanted to. I also decided, and this is something you can decide whatever you want to do, but you don't have to give anything away, but you can if you want. And so one of the things that I decided to do is I wanted to give back to the people that was helping me with 100 faces, right? I also wanted to encourage them to give me more referrals and bring people to parties, right? I was thinking, how could I do that? And so I decided that once I hit the 100 faces in 50 days, I was going to give away $100 in free product. Okay, just because 100, you know, that makes sense to me. If you don't want to give that much away, that's totally fine. Think of something that you would be willing to give away, and that could be a discount. That could be say, I'm going to do a bunch of giveaways once I finish the 100 faces, and you know, you're going to get the biggest prize if you give me the most referrals. And it could be vague, so you could decide what that was, you know, when you came to it if you want. Or you could say, if you didn't want to give a number, I would say I'm going to give a couple of Christmas holiday gift baskets away that you can use for yourself or give away to others. It could be a, you know, $20, $30, $40 gift basket, and you could give away one instead of, you know, multiple or whatever. So anyway, those are a few things that I would do. I would do something once you hit the goal, so they have a reason, or it's just one more extra, right? It's also one more thing that you can talk about in your parties when you do the referral game, right? And the person that leads me to the most people that come and do the facial for these 100 faces, you are the one that gets the $100 in free product, or you're the one that's going to win the biggest Christmas holiday gift basket. So that's a reason for them to write as many referrals down. That's a reason for them to invite everyone that they possibly can to their parties. That's a reason for them to do a second party, right? Like, they're going to get the $100, and it doesn't have anything to do with how much they've sold, at their party. It doesn't have anything to do with whether they're male or female. I even did it at my business networking meeting and told them, you can do it, and I'll do a customized gift basket that you can give to your mother, wife, sister, whatever. So it doesn't necessarily have to be someone that comes and actually does a facial, but that obviously goes to people that you facial too. Does that make sense? So I'm counting anyone. I also sent out a message to all my customers, and I was really excited about how many that responded to it. I have, I think, like 8 new bookings from this, but I have like 6 to 8 that still are looking for dates, because even though I use the tentative booking approach, right, to try to solidify a day, some people just don't do that yet, and they need to talk to their friends and family, and okay, whatever. So I do have even more potentials that said that they're interested and willing to help me, they just haven't solidified on a date. So that's a potential of at least 15 bookings. Could you get excited about, and this has not even been a week, this was on Monday. Woo-woo! Right? Okay, so I'm going to kind of go through, and we're going to be doing this here, so you hopefully will be able to leave with all of this intact. Who would be excited about being able to go home, or even after meeting, and sending out texts or whatever for booking, or through Facebook, or whatever you're going to do, right? Yay! How many of you can be excited? Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of go over what I use, what the Pic Collage looks like. Then we're going to create our beautiful scroll. And I realized that my scroll, in the busyness of the day, got left at home. So it basically is in the picture. I don't know if you can see. This is the Pic Collage that I made.
Are you passing those out too?
Yes, I am, and I'll talk about that. So, no, you're totally fine. This is the Pic Collage. And basically, I actually created 3 different versions of the Pic Collage that just is a little bit different depending on who I'm sending it to. And I created this one, so it had my information on it for people for warm chattering to text back to. Now, the reason why it's specific on what to text, it's because of Scipio, but you still can say text 100 faces, so you know when they text you 100 faces that they're interested and willing to do a facial, right? That's what it would mean. Even if you don't have an automatic text that goes back. Does that make sense? So you can do this whether you have Scipio or just your regular cell phone. Okay, and it doesn't have to be the same words. You can create whatever you want, for it to make sense. So, basically, what is on the Pic Collage is, it says 100 faces in 50 days, and then the picture of me, and you want your scroll to look like, you don't want it to shrink down the number so it's super small and it fits on 2 or 3 pages, right? You want it to kind of look massive, because 100 faces is kind of a massive number, right? How many of you have ever done 100 faces in 50 days? Any of you? Good job.
I would say Brittany has too. Anyway, it's possible.
I maybe did, but I don't think I ever, and I know I haven't, because even in DIQ, I would get to, 40 or 50 maybe in a month, or in a 6-week period, and so if you actually counted 50 days, I don't think I ever would have done an actual 100 faces. I might have gotten to 60, 75, something like that, but I know I haven't done that. So that's something I've never done. But what I said is, so I have a picture of me with a scroll, and I'm holding it up like this, and it goes all the way down to my toes and past. Okay, so it looks like a massive, and I'm tall, so, for shorter people, it could be 4 feet in front of you. No. Anyway, so the Pic Collage says 100 faces in 50 days. I have been challenged to do the most faces I've ever done. 100 faces in 50 days. Crazy, I know. So I'm looking for women who can help. Can I borrow your face? And then it has some information. When I reach 100 faces, I will be giving away $100 in free product and a bunch of other giveaways. And then in the corner it says to count, you need to be over 18 and not have a Mary Kay consultant, because I wanted that information, that if I ever didn't say that, I sent, the picture that has that on there so that they know. And then, because this is my warm chatter one, it says, if you're willing to help, text 100 faces to this number, okay? So that's what this one is. And I have, now, one of these, I just barely made these yesterday, and was going to have it like, stapled and whatnot onto these, but I didn't have that yet when I was at my son's school for a field trip, and I had been looking at a gal and talking to her, and I mentioned that I did Mary Kay, but she never said anything like, ooh, I love Mary Kay or anything like that, and we were busy like corralling, 4 or 5 kids, which is, sometimes crazy enough. So, but as we were walking out to the car, I was like, hey, I know this is going to be really crazy, and I said, I don't know, have you ever tried Mary Kay? And she said, yeah, but it was a while ago. And I said, oh, okay. We have this amazing new charcoal mask, and it pulls out all the impurities and excess oils out of your skin. It's amazing. But here's the deal. I have been challenged to do get 100 women's opinion in 50 days about our products. I know. That's more than I've ever done ever. So I need all the help I can get, okay? So I would love to get your opinion about the products. There's no obligation to buy, but I would just love to get your feedback. And she was like, of course! Oh my gosh, that is a big number. Holy cow! Maybe my sister would do it with me, okay? She's already thinking of other people that could maybe help me, right? Cool, right? And so then I went somewhere else, and I did have a couple of these. Every single person that I've talked to said that they would help. Whether they officially booked a day or not, some of them haven't, but all of them said that they would be willing to help. So how easy is it for you to be like, hey, I have a gift for you? Or what Julianne would say, like in China, you have to make, I have a gift for you. So it's the way that you present it, like making it a big deal sort of a thing. You can totally do that. That's not quite my personality, so that it's the way that I did it, and it's obviously worked. So anyway, but you can really put whatever you want in it. There was a couple that I had mini lotions in that I had given, and these ones just have like a lip gloss sample and a color sample with my business card on it that I had made for an expo or whatever, that I figured might as well just, use these. But honestly, 2 of the people that I talked to, I just gave this paper out to. I did not give them anything like this, okay? So you don't necessarily have to give them something. You could just go up to them and say, you are so fun to talk to. And I just have to tell you, it's kind of crazy, but have you ever tried Mary Kay? And then you go on to your script, right? And it really does work, and they're like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of people. And you're like, I know, right? And so I need all the help I can get, and I would love to just get your honest opinion about our products. You can even come and try our charcoal mask. It's amazing. It pulls out all the impurities out of your skin and all the excess oils, and it makes your skin feel fabulous. And it's totally free. And they always, yeah, totally, I want to try that. Okay, so that really, really works. That's Warm Chatter, okay? That's how I've been using that. With the pic collage, you can send it in your booking script, and I will, I didn't even think about it, but my scripts are on my phone. So we can post I did send it to you. That's right. Will you bring it up here and I can read it? So the script that the other sales director used, you totally can use that version. I tweaked it and changed it based off of my personality and what I wanted to do, and I was booking some referrals, so I knew that it needed to say some other things because they didn't necessarily know me. So I was sending this to some referrals, and this is what it says. Hey Stephanie, my name is Angela. I'm a friend of Anna Whiteley. She thought you might love to be pampered and get a free facial and a $25 gift certificate. If you're not doing the $25 gift certificate, just delete that part. She also thought you might help with a huge new challenge with my Mary Kay business. And then in parentheses, can't help myself, I love a challenge. Okay? I need to put Mary Kay product on 100 faces in 50 days, and 50 have to be done by November 15th. Like scary, wide-eyed emoji face, right? The most I've ever done Wondering if I could borrow yours as one of my 100. I'd love the time together and you could help with my goal. Yes? Question mark with a smiley like emoji. Can I borrow you? Heart. Okay? So that was my script. I don't know if I sent you
I don't think you said
the other one. Oh, yes. So her script is, hey, Susie, I hope you're having a great day, smiley face. I've taken on a huge new challenge with my Mary Kay business. Parentheses, can't help myself, I love a challenge. I need to put Mary Kay product on 100 faces before our fall retreat. Wondering if I could borrow yours as one of mine. I'd love time together and you could help me with my goal. Can I borrow your face? Heart face. So a lot of what I changed was really the referral part of it. And I have tweaked it to people that I know that I've already talked to, that I needed to kind of bring up something that we had talked about previously, if that makes sense. So some of your customers, you might need to change it a little bit too. So the one that I sent to my customers I can also post, but basically the difference was I said I need to do 100 faces in 50 days and to get them to do it because all of them have tried the products, right? So I say, and you can count if you come and try something new. Have you tried the charcoal mask or the facial peel? And if you have any friends, that would help towards my 100 faces. So I can post all those scripts in both of our Facebook groups. So that's basically the scripts that I've been using. They have been working awesome, I feel. And my goal is to be at 20 by the end of the week because we need to get on it. Okay. So the people that are going to the Leaders Retreat, raise your hand if you're going to the Leaders Retreat. Okay. You will be able to go on stage in front of Holly Lowe and Amy Kemp and be able to say, look at my scroll. And just that feeling to be like one of the, how many do you think are going to actually finish it? There's not going to be a ton. You are going to be one of the very, very handful few. And I bet you Tammy and Julianne will make a big old dang deal about it, whether you're at the Leaders Retreat or not, right? And we are going to give away a fabulous prize to anyone who finished. Okay? So, for me, I want the recognition as well as being able to say I am one of them. And how she talked about her business, how it changed, and some of the things that it turned around. She's earned a pink Cadillac before in her business, but she needed some things to change because she moved out of state or to another city a couple hours away. And so she's like, my business wasn't there, and they didn't know who I was, and no one knew. And so she was kind of in this, funk of staying home. I need to unpack boxes. I need to, do all this stuff. And she's like, finishing the 100 faces in 50 days, it felt like earning my Cadillac again. That's how awesome it made her feel. Because what? It was personal business, right? And when you do something really great in your personal business, it is a huge win, right? And so can you imagine the people that you're going to be interviewing, your personal team members, your sales? She told me I didn't even write down the number of sales and team members that she got. But to me, that is like a huge, huge deal. That's a huge deal. So I kind of wanted to go over that. And then we actually printed off, we figured that you would want to do this, right?
Yes.
Okay, do you want to leave with all of this done? Right?
Yes.
Okay, so we decided to print off your 100 faces list, right? I think it'd be like $1.50 or whatever to get your list, so not that big of a deal. But I got glue. I just basically glued the edges of the bottom together, and it looks like a really big scroll. Kaylin got it. So good job. Anyway, and so you'll be able to have the scroll. Then I want, because we look fabulous right now anyway, right? I want to be able to take pictures, whether you want to do it inside. If you want to take a second picture another time, that's totally fine. But I figured if we can do everything and even create the pic collage tonight, won't that be super helpful?
Yeah.
Okay?
Absolutely.
So to me, that's kind of what the gist of it is going to be, is trying to get everything done. And I'll walk around and I can help you, create the pic collage, or if you have any questions. But before we start in the action of it, getting your scroll done, taking the picture, all of that stuff, do any of you have any questions about this or scripts or anything else? I was trying to go through it fast, and so I don't know if I skipped anything. that you might would have questions. But does that all make sense? Do you feel like you need any other information?
I do have a question.
Yes.
So, and it's more for Tina because you texted me about this. So I've done faces since you texted me. Can I include that, or does it have to start tonight?
No, you can.
It has to start from the day that Monday, the faces that you saw on Monday.
So when did you text that to me?
It would have been Monday or after. So
Okay.
it'd be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So because the reason the 25 days, the halfway mark is November. It's before we go to Leaders Retreat, and so she wanted it to be the halfway mark, and that's why we need to do the 50 faces by. I've been saying November 15th, but it technically is the 16th. So that's when it is. Okay. Now, if you want to start it from today, I would still recommend get to the 50 by November 15th. But if you need that couple extra days because you feel like you're behind, the 4 days or whatever, then you can finish the 4 days extra after. Like, that'll be fine. But for sure get 50 by, November 15th. I would say that for sure, before Leaders Retreat. So, any other questions? Okay, so we're going to break away. I'm going to give you all the list so we can create our scrolls, we can take pictures, and we can do the pic collages, okay? Sound good? Awesome.